Welcome back to the Shade Tree. Today we are heading north about an hour from where I am in Somerset. See if we can make a deal on a 1967 Dodge pickup truck for our next project. Wish me luck. Well fellas, we got her loaded up. Made the deal. She's a big old girl. That's just about all the F-150's gonna handle right there. We'll check her out better when we get her home. Y'all can say what you want about Fords, but I'll tell you what, that truck there never let me down. And she had to pull this thing up some pretty steep grades. That is one heavy truck right there. Probably more than this F-150 should be pulling, but we didn't have much of a choice. But here she is, 1967 Dodge 3/4 ton. Let's go ahead and get her off the trailer. She's a 318. Got a little bit of a stumble to it. We're going to go ahead and put plug wires in it. It needs brake work for sure. Other than that, she runs, she drives, and it's got like a cool patina on it. Power wash all the barnacles off this thing and see what we're working with. Alright, so before we get rolling on this thing, as you can see, I showed it before, this might have been a service truck. I'm just barely seeing the word service right there. And there's stuff on the back, I can't really read it. But depending on how this turns out, this may become a patina truck. I'll show you the other side. It has the Texaco, faded Texaco logo on it. S&H green stamps. For those of you that don't know, that's S&H green stamps. Used to get those when you went shopping and they had a book where you could buy stuff with the stamps. Yep. So this, you can see the word service pretty clearly here. It says yellow pages. And I don't really know what that says yet. Maybe we can get it to come out. Let's start washing this thing off and see what she looks like. See what that says? AAA right there. It's kind of cool, but it's pretty rough. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you, there are parts of this truck that are pretty darn rough. Starting with this hood here. It's got like 1/4 of an inch of Bondo right there. I don't know what that's all about, but flaking off pretty good here. Grill doesn't look too bad for the age though. I kind of like the louvers. That's pretty cool. Fake louvers. Yep. Overall, it's mostly metal. This paint job, it's just coming off. But you can see it was a service vehicle at one time in its life. Now, not so much. Pretty bad here. A lot of Bondo in there. That's a big old bumper, let me tell you what. That's a big old bumper. This right here is probably the worst. She got crumpled right there pretty good. But, overall, you know what? It's not really that bad. Cab corners look good. Solid metal. Floors are solid. Somebody had actually replaced the floors. Again, solid step. And there's a floor replacement. Somebody pop riveted that in there. Windows aren't in the greatest of shape. You can see this thing here. I'm not really sure what this is. Looks like almost something like you snap a tarp over or something. I don't know what's going on there, but windshield's got a little BB hole in it. He said all the gauges work except for the gas gauge, so sounds like we'll need a sending unit. Wiring looks kind of iffy to me, but if it's working, we ain't gonna fix it. This is gonna be a low budget build. Door panels look pretty good. Windows go up and down, so that's good. Door handles work. Let's see, what else can we look at? It's got a brand new seat in it, so that's a plus. Brand new carpeting, he said, but it looks like someone didn't do a very good job of installing it. Tank behind the seat, so not sure if we're going to keep that or not. I don't want to get into a big money thing like we did with that Jeep. Just can't happen this time. Tailgate looks good, no rot spots. Got a few whoop-de-doos in it, but box looks good, no rot spots in the box. So this may have been like a garage kept truck used for running parts and whatnot. So I think I'm going to reach out to the guy I bought this from and see if he's got the backstory. I really didn't get one when we were there because it was raining and I just wanted to get the thing loaded, so we didn't chit chat very much, but maybe I'll give him a call and see if he's got a little bit of backstory that goes with this thing. Now, as far as the patina thing goes, I don't know. I think it might be a little too far gone for that. Because the hood has been worked on, obviously. Somebody's done things to it. Apparently not good things either. I do know that it needs brake work. Said the master cylinder is bad, and one of the brake lines he thinks is leaking. It does stop, but not very well. And I'm hearing some kind of crunching over on this side here, so that could be bad shoes or whatever. We'll have to check that out when we get it in the garage. I'll tell you what, this thing is barely going to fit in my garage. This baby's long. 8-foot box on it. Got a good deal. Price was right. Couldn't go wrong with a running and driving vehicle. This old, actually, and in this good of shape. I'm kind of thinking if we could have saved a little bit more of this patina, I would have done a patina build, but I don't think this is the right one for that. So we're going to do the body work on this thing and probably paint it. So having said all that, let me clean up my mess, see if we can get this truck into the shop and start tearing into it, man. Well, I got it in, but man, I'll tell you what, that thing barely fits in here. She's a big old girl. 8-foot box. Yeah, not a lot of room to work with in here, but this is what we got, fellas, so this is what we're going to do. It's running kind of rough. I had a heck of a time trying to get it moved in here. It's got a new carburetor, but I noticed it had a new fuel pump too. You can see that down there. But I don't know exactly what's going on. The choke shouldn't be closed because it's pretty hot right now. But we're going to have to go through it. So I guess we'll start there with getting this thing running good. And brakes. It needs brakes desperately. It's going to need a new set of tires. So, you know, there's a lot to do. I think we'll call it a day for today. It was a long day going and picking this thing up and getting it here and whatnot. So get online tonight and run the VIN on it and see what kind of information we can dig up on this thing. I'm going to give the guy a call that I bought this from. Maybe he has some background information on the vehicle, and we'll get back at it again tomorrow. Alright, we're out here on a brand new day, and just want to go over the plans for this vehicle. I have decided we are going to paint it, so that means we have to either take the box off or at least take it loose so we can slide it back. So I'm thinking if we got to take the box off, why don't we consider turning this 8-foot box into a 6-foot box? So I started figuring last night what it would take to do this. The measurement on 8 foot is the inside measurement of the box. So that would mean 2 foot would have to come out of this to make it a 6-foot box. So, which isn't a huge deal, but because this thing is a sweep line truck, it's got this body line that gradually goes down into the little thingamabob there, a little point at the end. A little more than a foot out of this section, a little less of a foot out of this section, but when you did that, we're going to lose this sweeping line here. So I'm a little hesitant to mess with it. It would make the truck a little more desirable, I think, resale. I think it would take a little more doing that I'm willing to do to make this thing look right again once we did it. So I'm kind of thinking shying away from the shortening the bed. I would love to do it because I think it would do a lot for this truck, I think, with a shorter box on it. But I think I'm going to shy away from that right now. You can see, well, get you over here. I think somebody painted this with like an exterior house paint at one time. You can see how badly it's peeling off, chipping off. I did not, by the way, get a hold of the guy I got this truck from to find out if he had a backstory. So you can just guess that it was an old service truck in the Kentucky area, I'm assuming. But let's get up underneath this thing because it looks pretty good under there for a 60-year-old truck. This is the front part of the box here. You can see there's really not a lot of rust. There's some surface rust. And as we go back towards the back wheel well, just look at the box. Look how clean that is. There's hardly any rust at all on this thing. That's why I think it was kept in the garage when not in use, maybe. Here's the middle of it, just over the drive shaft. I mean, there's not a lot of rust at all on this thing. I'm surprised. I'm actually kind of shocked. But, that's the box corner panel on the box. Hardly any rust at all on that thing. Both sides are like that. Overall, she's a pretty solid truck. As far as the hood goes, I don't really see anything. And what I thought was Bondo on the top of this, I don't think it's Bondo. I think they just gobbed that paint in there. It's paint. And I don't know why they would have done that. You can see it comes right off. Because there's no holes in it. And there's no dents in it. I think it's just a big gob of house paint on there. Alright, so what we're going to do today is, we know we need brake parts. We just don't know what brake parts we need. So we're going to go ahead and pull these wheels off. Get this thing jacked up. Get it on jack stands. Get these wheels off. see what we're going to need for brake parts. Just start making a list of parts we're going to need to order now, so we have them for next week, and we can start tearing into this thing. This is where I heard the noise on this side, so we'll start with this one. Don't look too bad. Need some new grease in there. Bearings don't look bad. Repack all that, clean that all up. But as far as the shoes go, I guess it's worn a little bit there. Hardware looks okay. I think somebody's been in here already. Looks like it. But I don't know. Let's check this drum out. Drum doesn't look too bad really either, so I don't know what I was hearing. Maybe it wasn't the side I was hearing, I don't know. This thing is really solid. I mean really solid. Even up where you expect there to be rust. I do believe this thing was garage maintained and kept inside. For a 60-year-old vehicle, you'd expect to see some rot holes. But this is really solid truck, man. Really solid. Let me go ahead and get the rest of these tires off, and we'll check all of the brakes and bearings and whatnot, and make sure that we get exactly what we need. Alright, so we got the same thing here on the driver's side. It looks like it's new hardware and shoes, but wheel cylinder doesn't look that good to me. So we may opt for a couple of wheel cylinders. The drum doesn't look too bad. It's got a few scores in it, but nothing serious, I don't think. Brake hoses don't look too bad. They're still soft. So thinking just because maybe we'll get hoses too. Wheel cylinder hoses. And again on this side, just like the other side, it's super solid. I mean, this truck is really solid. No rot holes at all in it. So let's go check out the back and see what we got back there. Just for an FYI, if you're going to work on something like this, just as with the 55 Willys, the left side here is left-hand thread. So don't make the mistake of torquing on that thing thinking you're getting it off and break the stud off. That would not be cool. It's going to take a while. I'll be back when I'm done. Of course it don't fit. It's not the recommended way to do this, but as luck would have it, I don't have the right size socket, of course, you know. That's the way it always goes. We got the outer nut that way, but I don't think we're going to get the inner nut that way. Oh, wait, maybe. There we go. Oh, we might get lucky here. Oh, yeah. Again, that's not the recommended way to do that. I'm going to get a socket for it, but all this just to check your brakes. Can you imagine? Well, feels a little sloppy. Yeah, it's definitely sloppy. Drum actually looks pretty good, but there's a lot of grease in there for some reason. Somebody's been in here already. It says made in USA. I don't think somebody would have bought new old stock for it, but it could be. But the hardware definitely looks newer, for sure. So somebody's been in here. I'm thinking, you know, the pads look really good. The hardware looks new. So kind of just thinking wheel cylinders maybe, just to do that. The bearings, this outer bearing is kind of sloppy. Still don't know where the crunching's coming from that I heard, but let's get the other side off and check it out. Alright, we got the other drum off the back, and it looks pretty bad. 2 deep scores in her. So, kind of thinking we're going to need a new drum on the back, not unless I can get this thing turned. Oh, the hardware looks new. These pads here, they have a little meat on them, but I think what they may have done is just changed the pads and left the drum the way it was, because it's a rear wheel and whatever. But I think what we should do, if I can do it, I'm going to get all new wheel cylinders all the way around for sure. For the cost of pads, we should probably do that as well. Everything else looks good under here. I'm not seeing any leaks. He said there might have been a leak, but I'm not seeing one. May just look up and see what the cost of it is to maybe replace, you know, one if not both of the back drums. All the bearings feel good except for that one on that side. The was it the outer bearing? Maybe we'll price that out. So let's come over to the board and see what we got going on here. We know we need a master cylinder. We need all 4 wheel cylinders. Pads. Outer bearing. 1 rear drum. Oil filter, plugs, and plug wires. I've priced out tires, so I don't know if I'm going to do them right away or not. We are going to have to get a regular hub nut socket, because I don't want to do what I did to put them back on. That's not what you should be doing. I've decided that I am going to take this bumper off. This thing weighs like 200 pounds, and I'm more of kind of a roll pan type of guy anyway. So we're going to pull that big ugly thing off and make it at least 1 foot shorter. The front bumper extended up pretty good. I think we can pull it off and straighten it out pretty good, and then just paint it the color of the truck. And that's probably the easiest, quickest way to do that. The windows, they're going to stay in. I'm not replacing windows. The next guy can do that. We will go through and use our window rubber hack that we used in the last video of our Flex Seal rubber paste. It's not really too bad. It's got a few things that need to be addressed, but overall it's not really that bad. The back window is good. The rubber is good other than that spot that shrunk, but I'm going to leave that. That's good. Most of the work on this thing is going to be done on the body. Stripping the paint off and repainting this thing. Putting a headliner in it. You know, cleaning up the dashboard, painting it. In the next video, we're going to have to go through the wiring, see what works and what doesn't work. If this is looking too bad underneath here, possibly putting a new wiring harness in it. I don't know. I really don't want to do that expense, but we got to have things working. So if we got to do it, we got to do it. So I guess that's going to end up this video. We got the old girl home. We got a list of parts that we're going to need for next week. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you know anybody that might be interested in an old 67 Dodge, share the video with them. And until next time, man, take it easy.